Hey guys, how's it going? You see my partner there behind me, and I wanted to make this video because, like I had said in my previous one, just made a short time ago regarding money. I made one video where I kind of talked about money, and then I talked about another subject, weight. I made a mistake on weight. I wasn't paying attention in class as to how they classify weight with the DOT. Matt, who is a guy that subscribes on my video, thanks Matt for helping me out. We kind of messaged each other back and forth, and I finally figured out, okay guys, the accurate weight that they look at when you're out here, and it really is focused more for non CDL guys. It does apply to the CDL guys in certain circumstances, but not so much so if you're a non CDL guy and you're trying to stay under the 26,000 pound weight. Just so you know, 26,000 pounds combined, that's your truck and your trailer, cannot have a GCW R of 26,000 pounds. Okay, so what is that number? Well, if I go out here in my truck real quick, and there's a couple of trucks coming, as you can see, they're passing by real quick, so I'm waiting for these guys to move on to their parking spaces. As soon as this next truck passes, I can open up the door and I can show you what I'm talking about and what they're talking about. So if we look here, see the number they're looking for, guys, is where is it? Up here on top. See that number right there where my finger's at? Let's see, can you see it? See that number? Okay guys, 11,500 pounds. That's the weight for the truck. That's not what my truck weighs. My truck weighs actually 8,960 pounds. Now, the other number that they're looking for, that they're going to be looking at, is, let me see here, guys. Gotta find it. It is that number right there, guys. See that? See that number? $7,600 pounds. Okay, 7,600 pounds. That's what they're looking for. And as a matter of fact, if you look at here real quick, it tells you the actual shipping weight. Let me see if it shows it here somewhere. Let me see. I'm just looking for it real quick. I know it says in the paperwork. It doesn't say it here. I don't see it, but it's saying here 1,450 pounds, guys. This is what cargo is. So you back out of that 7,500 pounds, and it would be 6,000. That's the actual weight of the truck. I mean, the trailer. I'm sorry. But what I wanted to point out to you guys is those are the two weights that cannot go over 26,000. So my truck weighs 8,960 pounds, but it's rated for 11,500. That's the number they're going to use. The trailer in the back is rated at 7,500 pounds, but it actually weighs probably a couple of thousand pounds less, because the other thing they factor into the weight is water, cargo, and the toilet tank full. So if you take those things away from the 7,500 pounds, the thing weighs probably 5,000 pounds, not much. And that's basically the weight of that trailer. So combined, I'm really, what did I just say? 55 and 9. I'm at 14,500 pounds. I'm nowhere near that number. Even if you take my GCW, my gross combined vehicle rate, which is 11,500 and 7,500, I'm at 19,000. So that's the number they use, guys. And it's also important. I am going to tell you this. I am going to make a video about trucks. What truck, what type of truck, my recommendations, which you can take them, love them, leave them, hate them. But one of the things to keep in mind, guys, if you're going to go out and not get a CDL or run under 26,000 pounds, even if you have a CDL, you can still run under 26,000 and avoid having to pay the IFTA tax and a couple of other things that, you know, even though you may have it, you don't have to necessarily have it. But remember what I just said? My truck weighs 11,500. That's not what it weighs. That's my GCR WR. Well, you want to remember, don't go run off and buy a 1-ton dually truck right away, because I guarantee you that number is going to be a lot higher, and that means it cuts into your weight of your trailer. So if you go buy a 1-ton truck, you know, and it's going to have a heavier rating than this truck I'm driving, that extra weight, you're screwed. So I'm going to make another video. We'll go more details about that when I talk about buying a truck and what to look for. But you know, it's just the basics understanding of what they look at. The DOT's looking at what Horizon or any transport company is going to be, numbers are going to be looking at. That's how they're going to determine what trailers you can pull. So it goes a lot to do with how much your truck is rated for, and then they go and add that number that you got to add in the back. So I wanted to clarify that. I wanted to make it a separate video so you guys can understand. Those of you that don't have CDLs, those are the guys like me that, you know, I don't understand some of these things, but now I do. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate the heads up and the discussion we had. That's really about it. I know it's a short, quick video, but it's important. I feel that it's important that you guys know. Now, another thing to keep in mind, whenever you add equipment, remember I been talking about putting an auxiliary fuel tank. You got to make sure you go get weighed, because that cuts into your weight. So if I were to add that tank and add 100 gallons of fuel at 8 pounds a gallon plus the tank, I'm probably going to be adding 1,000 pounds, guys. So you know, that's going to affect your ability for what you can pull also. So you know, heads up on that too. You got to make sure you notify the transport company you do those things. You know, and say you join and you don't have that stuff, but you make a little money and you want to put that into your truck, make sure you let them know. Because we did hear a story about a guy who did the exact thing that we were talking about. Didn't tell him, and he was pulling something else. The other thing you got to remember, you'll never do this in an RV, but if they give you another type of load, that the rating will be what it weighs, and you add that extra weight of the tank and you didn't tell them, guess what, guys? This guy ran into a weigh station. They measured him and he was like 60 pounds over. Well, when he was like, oh, why am I over? I never should be over. The story goes, long story short, they found out he added a auxiliary fuel tank and he didn't tell them. So that's what happened, and that's what I'm saying. But you also got to be careful, guys. Don't go run off and buy a dually or a 450, you know, a 3500 dually or 350 dually or whatever, and don't have a CDL, and you're like, oh, dude, I got my truck, man. I can pull whatever I want. Yeah, guys, but you got to be careful, man. You may handicap yourself a little bit without knowing. So hopefully this video helps you. I am going to make another video about trucks. I'm going to use my truck as an example. I'm actually going to try to see if I can get to a dealership. I got a buddy of mine that might let me put a few trucks together so I can kind of compare them and show you guys. But meanwhile, y'all take care. Be careful. If you like my video, please like it. If you like the videos I'm doing, please subscribe. I appreciate it. And y'all take care. Be careful out there on the road, guys, if you're out there. I'll have a good one. Bye-bye.